TheChowTimePod. It's your host, Ren. I got a video today from Kevin Wesley, the Truth Factory. This was actually suggested by Lawrence Warren. He suggests videos all the time. I try my best to do them. This one is on a guy that, kicked his date out and made her get an Uber before they even started their date. I actually haven't watched this at all, so let's see how this thing goes. But it seems interesting. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that. Let's get to that chow. It's chow time. Disclaimer, I did speed this up. It's at 1.5 speed. It's a very long video. This will be a long video, just to try to shorten it up a little bit.
I met her. We was out in the store. She had these shorts on. These red shorts. Red's my favorite color. Oh my gosh, she's looking amazing.
I remember the red shorts. Don't do it like that though. I'm not going to Kroger to eat, bro. You're crazy.
So Kroger has sushi. Have you ever had Kroger sushi?
I don't eat sushi. I found that out anyway when he came to get me and with what he had on.
Okay, going to Kroger to get sushi on a first date might not be the best, but we'll see how this goes.
You know what I mean? Like he just
outfit.
Bro,
I got my outfit from Temu like you.
I actually pulled up where you got your shirt from because I was saying that it was Equate from Walmart. I was wrong.
Really? You looked up his shirt to see how much it was?
Way you showed up, is that how you normally dress?
Yes.
Rise and shine, family. Welcome back. This week we're going to be talking about dating again. Now you guys remember the last video, the last time we talked to a couple, that he had taken her to the Cheesecake Factory and she was unwilling to even get out the car. She demanded that he should take her to a high quality restaurant simply because
I haven't even seen the original clip that this sparked this. So, this is all raw to me.
Because of how she thought she looked. Well, today I got one that's equally horrible. Guy takes a girl out, kicks her out of his car because he finds out that she's unwilling to sleep around on the first date. He believes that because she's done it before, she should do it again. Rob, please. Brandy, pleasure meeting you.
How you doing?
Amazing. Listen.
See, the way where Kevin's like, he thinks that she should do it again. I don't think he thinks that she should do it again. I think it's more that if she's done it before, why doesn't she want to do it with me? That's more the question, I think, than him saying she has to do it if she's done it before.
Guys, I know the video has been impactful to the world, but I'm sure it's impacted you. Do you guys want to tell me a little bit about what people are saying and kind of what you've been going through since the video came out? I'll start with you, Rob.
I mean, for me, Kevin, it's just been a lot of hate, a lot of crazy DMs, a lot of messages. Even sometimes when I'm out, like, hey, you're that guy who kicking, like, oh, chill out. But so it's been an experience nonetheless.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to figure it out, see where to go from here. See where I went wrong.
Okay. Well, now with the video with the Cheesecake Factory, right? What she learned is that she was living in sort of an echo chamber, right? Those women were telling her that women should be taken out and treated the best and stuff like that. And that's all she ever heard said back to her, right? Mm-hmm. And then now that her philosophy's out online, everybody's judging it and critiquing her. I kind of feel like that's what you're going through, right? Somewhere in your circle, it seemed to be okay with the way you were moving that night. But when online sees it, it's like you're wrong, right? You're a misogynist, a narcissist. I got a million words for you.
It's all sorts of terms.
I got you. Okay. So, Brandy, how are you affected by this video?
I've had a lot of people come up to me and be like, girl, I'm glad you had money for an Uber. Things like that, and
Isn't that so dumb? I'm glad you had enough money for Uber. That really shows that a lot of women go out on dates with no money at all. So they have that entitlement and want and expect that man to pay because they go with no money. Like, isn't it crazy? Like, to go to meet a stranger at some spot for, intimacy or whatever it is, or, not intimacy, but like a date, no money. Like what happens if something happens to you? What happens if something happens to him? Like, what are you going to do? Like, women don't think about these things.
And then, a lot of people that agree with me, they were like, look, you didn't have to give him anything. It's the first date. Y'all ain't here for all of that. He needs to get to know you first.
I mean, I can agree with that. No one has to give anybody anything on the first date or anything. That's true.
So a lot of women have come to my defense.
And listen,
Jesus, that attitude. My defense.
Just been other women.
Yeah.
It's nothing new.
Even when they're wrong.
The most when they're wrong, but I get it. It's part of the game.
Now, this time, I could actually see where you were coming from. I imagine it as if this is being said to my daughter, right? And I was upset. I was like, man, how dare he treat her that way? Now, that's not what I was saying.
I hate when people put in like that daughter and sister like argument, because it doesn't always work. Just because it's my daughter, and if my daughter did something bad and someone views her a certain way, what am I going to do? She did something bad for her to be portrayed that way. Yes, I might not like it, but what am I going to do? That's just how consequences work.
Hey, that's not what I'm saying. That I understand what you've been going through as well. So I just want to see if it's sort of what I thought, right? So you've obviously been out on dates before.
Yeah, of course.
So what led up to this moment? Because you guys are arguing. I just want to know kind of what have you experienced on your past dates? What led up to you being so frustrated simply because she wouldn't, give it up on the first date?
I mean, first off, Kevin, the narrative is that That's all I wanted. I just wanted to sleep with her. It's not that. It's just this narrative that's been portrayed. You know what I'm saying? So, I met her when we was out in the store. She had these shorts on, these red shorts. Red's my favorite color. Oh my God, she was looking amazing. So I was like, yo, what's up? How you doing? You know what I'm saying?
So she was dressed pretty scantily clad, from what he's saying.
Real quick, got a number, got social media. So, we talked for a few days, and then I'm peeping the social media, and I'm like, okay, this is the clothing. So I'm like, oh, okay, I see what type of time you on.
So he saw her scantily clad, went and checked her social media. It's her showing off everything. So he assumed that she was this type of woman. Reasonable. Again, if you wear a cop uniform and people come to you expecting you to be a cop,
I move accordingly.
Got you. Okay, moved accordingly. Now I want to put a bookmark in that. Moved accordingly. I want you to remember that, okay?
Mm-hmm.
Before we watch the video and go back to that day, tell me when he saw you out. He said you had these little red shorts on.
Remember the red shorts?
I remember the red shorts. Don't do it like that though, because I had a long day, by the way, just to start, and I just needed to come out and grab a couple items to cook. So my intent was really not to dress that way, but it just kind of happened that way.
So you didn't want to dress scantily clad to go do your basic chores, but you did it anyways. And so you can get attention. I'm almost positive that's what it is.
I should have grabbed something right quick. But he saw me in the store. I was down one aisle. I'm not sure which aisle it was, just grabbing some stuff. And I heard someone say, damn, you look good. I mean, who's not going to turn around if someone says, damn, you look good? Right? I was like, who is this person talking about? Right? And he just so happened to be talking about me. So, we exchanged numbers or whatever and talked a little bit on the phone.
She's dressing decently scantily clad now. Her breast chesticle area is pretty sheer. I'm not sure if you're seeing her areola or you're actually seeing some kind of pasties, but you can definitely see them.
He sounded like a genuine person that was really trying to get to know me.
Absolutely.
Okay, so what
the faces that women make when they just feel superior to someone is just so unattractive.
What did you say to him when you asked for her number and things like that?
I just kept it simple. Like, hey, look, you look good today. I would love to hang out with you. We should chill sometime. Give me your number. Give me your social media. Let's connect.
Hang out, chill sometime. Doesn't sound like he's looking for anything else other than a good time.
And you took that as?
I took that as, hey, I'm interested in going out on a date with you and seeing where this could go.
And he said hang out and chill.
Well, I'm too grown to just hang out, okay?
That was here.
But he said hang out and chill.
So she heard what he said, but interpreted it a totally different way because women.
Okay, but hang out.
You're wrong for that. Because I try to tell women how they start off is often where it's going. So if you're hearing him say damn, right, that's telling you that he's probably thinking about something that's not really, really harmonious, right? He's probably thinking about your body at that point. So that should tell you that what he's into. And then he's like,
look at her hard breathing after the truth was told to her.
Hang out and chill. You should say, what do you mean by hang out and chill?
I get you.
Always get clarity.
Thank you, Kevin.
You don't want to end up somewhere where you was expecting something different, and now all of a sudden he's talking, like that.
I don't think he moved improperly. He was pretty straightforward about it. He wasn't like, oh, I want to take you out. I want to show you a good time. I want to be your somebody. He didn't say that. He just just hang out and do a couple things. So he was very casual about it. So she interpreted it as a more serious thing. So.
Yeah, because I was expecting something different.
Really? Wow.
Based off our conversations, he was asking me about my childhood. He was asking me.
That's me getting to know you. I want to get.
Okay, so if you want to get to know me, is more to it than that. When we go out on the date,
we hang out, we spend time, we talk, we have conversation, I ask questions, you answer questions, ask me questions. That's getting to know each other.
Bro, you got the wrong idea about life, and that's why.
Really? You have the wrong idea about life? Isn't that how you get to know each other? Is by asking each other questions back and forth? That's literally what the gentleman explained.
You're single. I don't have time for this.
Now, this is what I've been saying, guys, and I know you guys have been saying it too. Seems that just simply men and women trying to get together and create a family, try to create love, companionship has turned us into enemies. Seems like we're at odds with each other. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to the actual video, and then we're going to come back here and just get a refresh. I just want to start over. The video's right here, guys. Let's take a look at it.
Now today Satan is tripping. I don't know what she thinking, yo. Hey, look, just come on, get out of the car. Like, come on.
Why would I do that? Why would I get out the car?
And I'm recording this, so you can't say I tried something or I
I'm
abused
confused. Why
you or
did you
something
stop the
crazy
car?
like
Because
that.
we're in the middle of nowhere. And why do you want me to get out your vehicle? I'm confused.
Because this you're just talking like this ain't gonna work. Like I can already see
What's
this
not
ain't
gonna
gonna work. So
work?
let's just
We
say
didn't even get a chance to really start the day yet.
If the man just wants to end the date, just leave. I don't get why people have to argue about it. Like women or man, like there's no need to argue about it. The person doesn't want to be with you, or doesn't want to go out with you anymore. Just leave. That's it.
Yeah, but I see how you thinking, how you talking about celibacy and all this stuff. Like, then you get the right?
Oh, she brought up the whole celibacy card, huh? I can see now why he went the way he went.
Okay, I get it. So you're mad. You're mad because I won't sleep with you. That's
it's not even that. It's the fact that why are you playing games, right? That's the problem with y'all. Y'all have all these expectations.
What is she wearing? She is very colorful, and like her makeup does not look as good as she does look in the studio. So it doesn't seem like she tried her best to look good for him.
Not have sex with you. I don't know you like that. I don't know what you have.
And that's fine.
Who was having sex on the first date? Who the hell have you been
I can show
dating?
you I can show you my record, baby.
Good. Well, that would make me not want to date you even more. That's all that you're doing is taking women out and having sex with them.
It's just not gonna work. Like let's save your
So
time.
if it's not gonna work, sweetheart, just go ahead and take me home.
No.
This is not
That's
gonna
what we're
work.
not gonna do. Like I don't even want to be around you no more. Like this energy that you're giving out. Like
Boy,
all
stop.
of
Go
y'all
ahead
are
and
the
take me
same.
home.
No, I'm taking
Excuse
you home.
me,
Like,
sir, get back in the vehicle and take me home.
Yeah, she is a little bit more aggressive than the Cheesecake Factory lady. So I can, like, Jay, I think he handled it pretty well, because the Cheesecake lady was not, you know, so combative and a little bit loud. So I can see why he wants to just, like, not deal with this.
It's just
You don't run nothing around here.
Sweetheart, I was raised different, and obviously you may not have been raised the way that I was raised. I was
You were raised different, but I'm sure you've slept with men on the first night. This is where I hate this stupid shit. Like, I was raised differently. Did you sleep with a man on the first night before? Yes. Then no, you weren't raised differently.
always told that if a man can come and get you, he can take you back home.
This man's gonna leave you right here.
No, you're not, bro. Go ahead and take me home. You
I don't know who raised you back
You're
in the-
mad because I want to have
in the
sex with
50s
you.
or whatever.
If sex is all that it is, oh yeah, I have no
Why I gotta
problem
pay
with
top
you
dollar
taking
when
me
Jody get it for free?
What are you talking about?
He's definitely red pilled. He's definitely red pilled. Why do I have to pay full price when someone else got it for free?
I was younger. Who don't have sex when they're young? They're still
We're adults
learning and
now, right? We're
understanding
adults now.
themselves.
Get out the car.
I'm not doing that. I'm not getting out the car. Bro. You are doing too much.
Like y'all.
This really shows women can't take rejection. You know, Cheesecake Factory lady was a more tamed version of this. She got rejected in a sense because of the conversation they had. I don't know exactly, really, at least not yet. And he was just like, I just want to end it. But she's not willing to end it. She wants to still, can be taken home, still be taken care of in a sense. It's like, no, just go home.
It just don't make sense how y'all be acting.
And you said if you're recording me or something,
Yeah, so
like that's gonna help you. All you're gonna do is cause yourself not getting any more dates with anybody else.
You're crazy. I'm the
You
man.
don't even know all that anyway. I'm surprised that I got in the car with you. Let me explain to you why.
Look at
Because of the
this.
way that you
Look
are
at this
dressed
outfit,
with your
folks.
Equate shirt on and great value sneakers.
No,
Like
you
you
know
got
what?
to be kidding.
So you didn't even want to go out on a date with this guy. The way you saw him, the way everything, the way you're speaking now, like you're actually, it really seems like you're kind of using him for a meal.
Now get the fuck out of the car, yo.
No, I'm not.
Look at you
Take me home.
Look at all these
I look
fellas.
good. I look good. When I walk out the door, I turn
Who
heads.
told you you look good? Yeah,
Okay?
you turn heads
People
all right.
are checking
Looking like an
for
escape circus
me,
animal.
but nobody's
Get out the
checking
car,
for you,
get out the
baby.
car.
Go ahead now and take me home. Is
Get out
Judy on the
the
car?
car.
I don't have time to play.
Like, no, stop playing
The
this
date
game.
is over.
You're
The
independent
date is
woman,
over.
right?
Take me home.
Independently get yourself
The date
out the
is over.
car.
Take me home.
And did you write this? Oh,
It seems like he has a pretty decent car. I don't know if that's like a Porsche SUV or like a Volkswagen SUV. It looks like a decent car.
it's done. I ain't talking to you ever again.
You got
Delete my
money
number,
issues.
lose my
Was
phone.
your mommy not
Block
nice
me
to
on
you?
Instagram.
Did she hurt your feelings? Did she not feed you? What's the deal?
My
I need to
issue is the
understand this.
entitlement of y'all in
Insult.
2023.
Yeah.
And I come out looking like a clown with all this face paint
Oh,
on.
stop.
then
And my
y'all got
issue is
these
that y'all men
expectations.
always tend to think that just because you're going to buy a meal for a female, that she's supposed to open her legs for you.
We're adults here. What are you doing? What do you want? That's
I want you to be a grown up, and I want you to
That's
be
what men
respectful,
want.
but yet you
Men
don't
want
want to
you to
do
have
that.
sex.
So don't worry about it,
Yeah,
honey.
get out the car.
I believe in
Get out the
calling
car.
Ubers
Yes,
to be able to
yes,
solve
yes.
my own
Don't
problem.
talk
I will
about
get
that over there.
myself
Step
home.
back. Step back from the car. Don't accidentally get hit by the car.
All right, so one.
She looks so much better now than in that video. Like her makeup looked weird and her outfit was really weird.
The first thing I noticed, you're upset. You said, I'm not taking this. And you walk around the car to get her out of the car, right? So I'm asking myself, what did she say to him? Why did he pull over? So just take me back. What's the conversation?
Yeah,
Why did you pull over so suddenly? Because she didn't even seem like, you seemed oblivious that he wanted you out the car. You was like, what?
Because everything was going smoothly. He was asking me about my dating history. You know, he asked me about
That's how women treat men. Like everything we say is kind of like a joke to them.
first nights, like have I ever had a one night stand, and about my previous boyfriend. So I'm thinking in my head that we're getting to know each other as we're driving to the restaurant that we never made it to.
And so you were just being honest.
Yeah, I was just being honest. Yeah, hoping to build a bond that can lead potentially to something physical, but just not right now.
Right. Okay, so what were you?
No, I can see it already. Like wasn't ever really planning on anything with this guy because she's not into him.
thinking? You asked her about her past, right? So what questions were you asking?
So first off, Kevin, I never said we were going to a restaurant. I said we getting food.
Okay.
I'm thinking we going to Kroger and pick up something and
Okay.
get to the spot. Nothing major. We could get something from Sonic or something like that. Nothing crazy. But we're having
This guy is definitely some kind of pookie, some kind of player for sure. Like I don't condone some of his how his actions are, but he was pretty straightforward about everything. He didn't say I was taking you out to a restaurant. He just said we're gonna go grab some food. Like he's playing the game a little bit. Like I fully can't hate on it, but I can somewhat he should know better. Like the way he's talking, the way he's moving, it's definitely not someone that is looking for a long-term relationship. He should know better. She's been in the game for I don't know how long she is.
a good conversation, in my opinion. So I'm asking her about her past and just some of the things that she's experienced, and she's asking me about that, and she's telling me about just some of the wild times that she's had just out and about. And I'm not here to judge you, but I'm like, okay, like.
I don't mean to be rude. I don't want to cut you off and just be rude like how you were rude by putting me out your car. But do you think that I'm a Kroger girl? I mean, I'll shop there. But as far as going out to chill and even on a date, I'm not going to Kroger to eat, bro. You're crazy.
So Kroger has sushi. Have you ever had Kroger sushi?
I don't eat sushi.
So I noticed that when he was saying you guys could have went to Kroger or somewhere and just picked up something and took it straight to the house, right?
That's not.
Maybe I'm a bad guy. I wouldn't probably eat Kroger sushi much. Just personally.
Not what we talking
I went
about.
to the park too. Like, I ain't necessarily said we had to go to the park, but like I never said we were going out to eat.
Well, I don't want you to go, you were trying to go to the crib, though. So the park ain't the crib. So if you're trying to get her to the crib, I see your face. You're like, I'm not a Kroger person. I'm not a pick up food and take to the crib type of person. What I want to say is I can tell that when he says that sort of disgusts you because you believe it's below your value. What I'll say is, don't let it get to you. There are many people out here with different personalities and they want different things.
Mm-hmm.
Don't see that as a shot at your value simply because he planned to take.
I like how Kevin put that. Don't see it as beneath your value. This is just what this person is after. Move on. That's it.
You there. Here's what men do. If they see you dress a certain way, they just project on you what they think about you. And they will treat you like they see you, not like who you are, right? So that day when you dress that way, you're just out, right? But you treat you that way. Yeah. So when he saw you, he didn't say to himself, well, she's just running short on time, just wanted to step out. She just happened to have that on. He saw that as, if she'll come out like that, obviously, right?
Yeah.
And so he's more.
And he checked your Instagram and he saw your thirst trap Instagram and he was like, oh, yeah, she's down. I think that's what he did. And again, he moved about pretty decent. He wasn't unsavory in my opinion overall, but he's definitely playing the game.
Moving accordingly, like he said. So now when you hear what he thinks of you, it's offensive, right?
Yeah.
So that's just like a guy who she sees him say he's dressed to the nines, jewelry everywhere, and she starts thinking that, well, he's going to take me and spend a bunch of money on me, right? He'll make me feel like just because I got all this don't mean I'm going to give it to you, right? You still have to earn it. And a lot of men, we think if you dress that way, that's the less I have to do to earn it.
Gotcha.
Which it lowers your value because it lowers how he's going to treat you to be able to access you, right? So now you're hearing that clash. He's thinking you're just somebody to pick up now. If you had been dressed a little bit differently, more covered, you had more time on your hands to be able to, before you went out, you probably would have moved a lot differently, right? You probably would have thought he could access you that easily.
This is true.
So it comes off like
I move differently when it's certain women. When a woman is scantily clad, she's good looking, I might move towards her just because I want a good time, but rarely. But that's about it. It's only a good time. There's very few that are very conservative to where I would move in a more long-term relationship style.
a dirtbag, but really you're creating the reality that you live in. You understand?
I'll take that. I can acknowledge that I probably should have just wore something differently. I was just making a quick pick stop to the store to just get items. So, but now I know I ain't even trying to come out like that no more, because if it leads to that, no. Mm-mm.
Right. And that's good. That's
Lies, because look at what you're wearing now. Like you wear for attention. You're wearing for attention.
smart. A lot of women would just say, I'm gonna go out like that anyway.
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna beat them off with a stick. I'll just be mad at them for thinking.
Because if there's sheer right here, that means it's sheer everywhere, and you can probably see her underwear through it and everything too. So
I'm like that. But you got to take some type of responsibility for the reality that you're being presented with, right?
Yeah.
If you dress differently, he ain't just going to walk up to you like, for instance, okay, let's say you're in a room, you got the fellas in there, y'all talking, you're in a barbershop, and y'all just talking about whatever. Woman walks in with her son, she's dressed modest, right?
Yeah.
With the whole barbershop not tighten up on their language simply because a woman walks in.
As soon as we see her hit that door, the conversation's going to switch.
Right. And I always say,
Out of respect.
Right. So I always say, when you carry yourself with your class, lead with your class first.
this reminds me of The Simpsons, when that one episode where Homer got those fake Super Bowl tickets, and all the guys were all gathering, and they're like, "There's no women around." Yeah, and they just let their gut out, and just like fucking, just all of a sudden you see everybody's gut just pops up, and then the bus driver happened to be a woman, and they all sucked it back in. That's how men operate with women. There is a certain class level to where we don't want to show women our degeneracy, how men truly are.
It almost forces the man to be respectful. So you have more control than you actually have. Okay, so first things first, make sure that you present yourself in a certain way if you want a certain treatment, right? But again, here you are, you're asking her about her past, and you find out that she has had a one-night stand.
But see, Kevin, it's not even that, though. That's like the conversation that we had. She likes to have fun. I like to have fun, too. And then I'm peeping her social media presence when she's posting. I'm like, okay, we outside, we taking shots. Like, you know what I'm saying? We got the boobies out. Like, hey, this is the type of chick that I can hang with.
Taking shots with your boobs out on your Instagram? Yeah, most people would assume.
Not like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
Wrong idea about life. Again, I say, because the conversations that we had on the phone leading up to us just so-called chilling, I told you, like, I'm a businesswoman. Like, outside of my social media, I'm a totally different person.
I heard what you're saying.
And even on the phone, our conversation.
Outside of my social media, I'm a totally different person. Really? Because people know that. Like, people see what they see. And if they see you scantily clad and constantly thirst trapping, That's what they're gonna see you as. They're not gonna see you as some other entrepreneur that's probably, like high class or something.
It was, a little bit intellectual. Like I wasn't just like, hey, what's in your pants and we're gonna do this. Like I didn't give you that vibe. So, I still kind of feel like you should have handled me a different.
Most women wouldn't. Most women play that game where you got to go back and forth quite a bit. The guy has to keep tiptoeing those lines, and then you'll go. No woman is going to straight up go, I want to jump your cock right now. It just doesn't fucking work that way. It's not classy for women to be doing that shit. So yeah, women might say, no, no, no. And as it progresses, no, no. Like, oh, maybe. Like, all right. That's what I think he knows how to play the game. So I think that's why he was working it that way.
But I do take accountability for what I wore when we first met, because I can see how sometimes when people see you, like at first glance, they just go with that. That's it. It doesn't matter about anything else.
Absolutely. And I'll say this too, for a lot of men.
Again, he looked at your Instagram too. It wasn't just pure looks of when he first met you. He went through your Instagram and I was like, oh, she's pretty thirst trappy.
And, we think like this. What's understood needs no explanation. If he saw you dress a certain way and he think that you're that type of girl, he ain't gonna be telling you over the phone. Like when we see each other, make sure we're gonna, because you guys like to have discretion.
Yeah.
You guys don't like to say we're gonna do it on site. Like when we see each other, you like to act mysterious.
Yeah, who's gonna fucking? You know what? When we go out tonight, make sure you're not wearing panties because I'm gonna fuck the shit out of you. Like who's doing that?
Women do. They like to, I don't want to say pretend, like you guys are just pretending, but
yeah,
you want to get to know the guy a little bit better, so you want to make no promises, and you want to see how the evening goes, and if it goes right or perfectly, then maybe he'd get a little lucky, right? But
I don't think so, because she straight up pulled out that celibacy card. If she was, I would be more inclined to think what Kevin is saying if she didn't pull out that celibacy card. Once a woman says she's celibate and she's not looking to do it right now or until you get serious and stuff, she's not into you.
comes with you guys not being completely open about what you want to do.
Not on the first date. It's not gonna happen.
But then someone would say that, but then of course they do, and this is what a lot of guys go through. It turns into, I'm gonna come over here, but I ain't doing nothing. What are we thinking, sir?
Yeah, you saying that, but we're gonna maneuver around that.
Really?
We're thinking that's just something that you say. That's just
So yeah, he maneuvers around that. She said she wasn't gonna do it, but most women wouldn't say they're just gonna go over and sleep with you right away. They want to, get a little bit of back and forth.
You're not trying to sound like you freaky, so we just playing the game. That's what it feels like.
Okay.
That's why I gotta be upset. Mm-hmm. Okay, so whenever she says, "Hey, I'm gonna come over there, but I'm not doing nothing," what are men thinking when she says that?
Hear you talking? You're coming over, and you know what's up. We're adults. I'm gonna maneuver around that objection.
We think it's part of the game.
Yeah.
We think that you just don't want to sound like you don't want to give up.
I get what you're saying.
Details,
Yeah.
right? And you want. I promise you. And this is why you can see a man get actually upset when that actually happens the way she told him. And I told you I was coming over there and not doing nothing. The reason he's still upset is because he didn't believe you.
Okay.
He thought you were just talking. You understand what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So, again.
Well, this is really good. This is pretty much how men think, especially men like him that do know how to play the game a little bit, that can get women. That's exactly how we think.
That's crazy. But we have to have open lines of communication, say what we want, and then when we don't get what we want, what we expect, we can't take that out on each other, right? In the form of anger. So you were very upset with her saying that she.
And that's the same thing with women. She was expecting a meal because what she heard and saw was, she wanted a meal. He said the same thing with sex.
One night stand before, but she wanted to wait with you. You didn't even go through the rest of the evening to see if you could get everything right, to see if you could access her. You instantly heard it and said, "I'm not playing the slots." And that's how I see you as somebody who, you've been given this line before, right? You've probably taken women out before. You've probably led with your income. You've probably done real nice things for them. And at the end of the day,
I tried the good guy way. I'm sorry. I tried the good guy way. It doesn't work. So I'm trying a different approach. Women don't like. They like the exciting. They like the toxic. Like this.
I knew
you
that's
guys
right.
love toxic.
So he believes in staying in
regardless
his
of what you
toxic. That's just not me. I actually like nice guys.
say. Yeah. Okay.
Lies.
but they say nice guys finish last. I'm gonna tell you something. They might finish last, but even when they finish, they still get cheated on and left.
Boom. That is 100% correct. This is why I don't suggest being the nice guy ever. Like, yes, you will finish last and you will still end up alone because she will leave you and take everything.
Because what happens is a lot of women say they want a nice guy, but what nice guys are learning is that that's what you guys think as a template will work for you, but you're not turned on by him.
Nope.
And so what often happens is when you find that guy that turns you on, not you specifically, but
Yeah.
what guys are experiencing is she'll still give that guy all that energy that he had to earn. So what men are learning is that she has a criteria and rules for a man when she doesn't like him. But when
Correct.
she likes him, because she likes him,
Yeah.
they can just do whatever. She doesn't care if he's a good person. She doesn't care if he treats her right. It is what it is. So a lot of guys hate that. Like, I'll give you a broken philosophy thing that I hear from women, and I will tell you what was broken about your philosophy, right? I've heard women say that they have slept with guys on the first night, but it's because those guys don't care, and they just fun with those guys. They didn't see those guys as husband material, so they slept with him on the first day. But the guy she saw as husband material, she made him wait. And here's the reason: she didn't want him to think less of her, right? She didn't want to go into it too soon and give up all of herself. She wanted to leave something mysterious about herself. But all that means the nice guy don't get any. But the guy that doesn't want anything with her, that she don't want anything with him, he gets rewarded with it all.
Yep. For nothing. I get what you're saying.
Yep. It's crazy.
So that's what guys are feeling like. So wait a second. When you give him the criteria, you say, well, you got to take me out first. You got to do this and that. Instantly, he starts feeling like the guy that you're trying to like. Like you're trying to like this guy because he's different than the guy who treated you wrong, but you don't like that type of guy.
Correct.
So when you turned around and saw him, what did you think of him? Was it an instant connection, or was you thinking he ain't my type, but
I highly doubt it.
he's sweet?
I was like, okay, he's, a little cute, maybe.
Maybe.
I mean, I'm dating right now, so why not give him a shot? Looks are not everything. If the person has a good heart, I'm interested, So I was like, okay, let's just see where this may or may not lead. And yeah, I sure found out where it led to. Me out his car and in an Uber home.
Let me translate the woman needs for you. I go get some free food with him.
Yeah.
That's literally.
That's how I translated that. His translation is as good as mine.
Really what that
And she'll
translates
think
to
that's doing you a favor. She'll think that's doing him a favor. Because look, if you're not attracted to him, what's the odds of you being attracted to him?
Great conversation. Him showing me his heart. Like some women.
I think y'all said it a lot.
Conversation. A restaurant. We're sitting down. We're talking. We're having good conversation. I'm learning about your life. You're learning about mine. We grow fond of each other.
Well, we not.
Men do this way more than women. Women, I swear to God, men would go through and like, oh, you know what? She's kind of interesting. She's not the greatest looking, but she's interesting. Like she's nice. Where women, I'm not attracted to him. Doesn't matter what the fuck he says. I'm not attracted to him.
Having a good conversation in the car.
You were asking me about my dating life and about if I had a one night stand. You were like, a lot of your conversation, bro, was honestly, I'm gonna be real. It was a lot of fluff going on. You know what I mean?
First off, I didn't necessarily just come out and ask about a one night stand. I was like, what's the wildest thing you've done recently? And you was like, oh, some months ago, yada yada yada. So I'm like, oh, have you ever had? You know what I'm saying? So I'm asking about you, getting to know you, and this is a part of you, is it not?
You asked the wrong questions. You should have been asking me what am I
might
looking
get the wrong
for.
answer to the right question.
Whatever.
You asked her, has she slept with anybody?
I was just like, I'm saying, like, I like to ask intellectual questions. So I was like, hey, what's the wildest thing you've done in the last year? And she was like, well, one time it was this girl's trip in Jamaica, the guy with the mud and everything.
I was in Jamaica. Think about it. Like,
So you've had one night stands and you went to Jamaica to get your cheeks clapped. I think it's very reasonable for the gentleman to think the way he thinks, especially from what he saw you in person, what he saw on your Instagram. Is it right? No, maybe not. Like, you don't want to make assumptions, but I don't think it's wrong for him to move in that manner and to examine things in that manner.
it's an experience.
I'm sure it was an experience, and I was trying to experience it. That's the issue.
What's an experience? I'm trying to experience this guy.
Oh, you open a can of worms, okay? Now, often when women say, I have standards, what men recognize is that they don't actually have standards. Like standards are something that, rules that you have said that you won't break no matter what.
Yes.
When women say they have standards, it comes off to us as misleading because here you are, because you're in Jamaica, you're like, it was an experience. So to have this experience, you slept with this guy. So to us, what we hear is, yeah, you're asking us to pay for more than what the other guy. So if he was in Jamaica, he wouldn't have to take you on a date because of the experience, because it benefits you. So what men often understand is that when it benefits you, all those standards go out the window. If you like the guy, if you can get an experience out of it or some type of treatment out of it, now all of a sudden you sleep with the guy. When it should be, my standard is 3 dates or until I'm comfortable, and that's it, no matter what, no matter who the guy is. And that's why it seems that they move that way. Like they get upset when you put rules on them, but not the other guy. But I want to say this to you. I think our philosophy is broken if we're saying because she did that, she has to keep doing that. Now I want you to imagine that this is your daughter, right? Now if your daughter went to Jamaica and just for one experience, she had a one night stand, what are you telling her when you find out about it?
That's not good to do. Don't do that. Don't continue to do that.
Right. Now imagine the next guy she dates says, you should continue doing that because you did it once, right? It's messed up, right? Because now
Okay, this is the part where I'm a little bit against what Kevin is saying. Yeah, I can see that if the guy expects her to do it, you don't want that to happen to her, but you can't stop that. This is the consequences of actions. If you portrayed your life a certain way, or you've done something a certain way, or you've done a mistake, that is part of you. Like me murdering someone, I am forever a murderer. It doesn't go away. Yes, I might become a great person. I might do great things afterwards, but I'm not going to be mad when someone comes to me. I don't want to date you. I don't want to, hang out with you because you killed someone. How can I be upset at that? It was something that I did, right? This is the same thing. Yes, she made a mistake. Hopefully we raise our daughters well enough to not make these mistakes. But once these mistakes are made and you made it public, guess what? People get to make their opinions about you. People get to do what they want when they see what and hear what you said. So if they treat you a certain way, me being upset and don't think that you deserve to be treated that way doesn't change anything. This is the part where I think people need to learn the consequences of your actions. Yes, one small action can literally affect you for the rest of your life. It does not matter what action it is. So for you to think that someone sees that action and just ignore it is kind of unreasonable.
Now your daughter's going to be on a downhill spiral, and now she has to move this way. Nobody's accepting anything else from her.
Again, when they make a mistake like that, like I get what you're saying, Kevin. If it was just one single mistake, maybe, but it's not usually a single mistake. It's plenty of one night stands, it's plenty of trips, and there's things like that that kind of added up. Right? Even if it was just one Jamaica trip that she ever had, and only that Jamaica trip if she had sex, why wouldn't I be able to judge her by that? Why? I'm not gonna say I might not be right for me to say, oh, you went on a Jamaica trip and you slept with that guy that first night, you have to sleep with me that night. Yes, that is incorrect, but I can still judge her that way because she did make that mistake. That's what I'm saying.
Other than that, so the idea is kind of like she can't grow, she can't learn from her mistakes, she can't now learn her value and say I better start moving differently because one night stands leads to STDs can be transferred, right? Babies out of wedlock, and you don't know this person, right? And that is, women have options, but who wants to go get an abortion? Who wants to do that, right? So because you get an experience, it's not wise to give somebody that kind of access to you just for experience for you, because that guy is still getting it all just for you to have an experience. So he's winning at your expense, right? And so now you go to the next guy, you're not in Jamaica. So now because you're not in Jamaica and you're home, you're saying, well, you got to do this, this, and this, and this just to get to me. So now it seems like, whoa, you're not about to try to play me. No. And so to you, it comes off like, how dare you tell me because I did it once, I got to keep doing it. But can you see how he kind of feels played?
Yeah, I see his point of view.
See, I do enjoy how Kevin puts both sides like that, and it pits the two ideas together, and I agree how he does it.
Because you explained it like that, that makes a lot of sense. So, yeah.
But again, it's wrong to say you should keep doing it.
Yeah, because I've grown from that. It was my birthday. I was with my homegirls. It was a stripper. It was like a totally different type of vibe. It was just an experience. It's not.
The more excuses you put doesn't fucking matter. You did the action. I don't give a fuck about your excuses. Do you give a fuck if why I had to murder someone? Oh, you know what? In that case, it might actually matter, because if I was like in self-defense, it might be different than me first degree murdering someone. So, but you guys get the idea.
Not something that I see myself ever doing again.
So it just got worse. It was a stripper that you did this with, not somebody who was dating you, not somebody who saw you at the
Jamaica with a stripper, and she really thinks that people hearing this are gonna take her seriously and not think else things.
This is what I'm talking about. So it's like,
to my defense, it was my birthday. It was an experience. It was my birthday, and it was everybody had.
To my defense, it was my birthday. I feel like murdering someone. It was a good day. It was a good day to do it. Because I deserve it. I've done so well in my life. I got to give myself these little things like murdering someone.
Has that one moment in their life where they're willing to kind of like venture out and just do something extraordinary or just sporadic, and that just happened to be our birthday celebration is something that I wanted to do. But I don't foresee myself ever doing it again. Actually, when I got back home, I regretted the fact that I did it.
But it's okay. We're not judging you.
Oh, please.
As a collective.
Well, honestly, I'm picking it apart a bit, but it's not to try and shame you.
Yeah.
I assume that you thought about this yourself.
Yes.
So that wasn't wise, right? And so
no.
now you're saying never again.
Never again.
The next guy's saying no again because you did it with him, right?
And never again. The answer remains the same.
Right. So my question to you is, what are you looking for? Are you looking for a relationship, or are you just looking for fun, some entertainment, whatever the case may be?
I'm looking for a good time.
Okay.
Be straight up. But if it leads to a relationship, I'll accept that.
But you want the good time before establishing a relationship, and that's just not the journey that I'm on in life right now. I'm looking for a relationship. I'm looking to date and court someone and build. It's
funny because the comment down with Lawrence was asking about this particular part here. Like, how do I view, should intimacy become before relationship, or relationship become before intimacy? I'm in the boat of in relationship before intimacy. But it shouldn't be that you're withholding intimacy to get that longer relationship. Does that make sense to you guys? Because yes, you want to be intimate. You want to get to know someone. You want to be in a stable relationship. But you don't want to just hold sex against that person, especially against the man, just because you want that to happen. If it gradually goes that way, you are into each other and sex happens, great. If it doesn't, it's okay. I don't think it's that big of a deal. But I don't think that people should just want to have sex first and then build a relationship afterwards, because lust comes in, chemicals come in, to where it's not the same as as you truly falling in love with someone. Now there's extra chemicals and extra acts that kind of cloud that judgment, right? That's how I view it. You guys might think it differently. To me, I still would prefer sex pretty early on, like within the first few, like maybe 3, 4, 5 dates at most, because I've seen it. I've dated enough women to know if she is into you, she wants to jump your bones as much as you want to jump her bones.
Something. I'm not going to have relations with you for you to determine if I'm fit to be your girl.
And I think it's stupid for her to say this now, because throughout most of your life, it wasn't like this. This is why men are treating you the way you treat it, or, like the way you don't want to be treated, because you moved through life that way. You probably did have sex with most of these men and try to build relationships with them, and you saw it didn't work. And now you want to do the opposite. And he is seeing it as, wait, now I have to do it this way, but you've been doing it the other way this whole goddamn time. Why do I have to do this? Because you don't like me or whatever it is?
Girl, that's crazy.
Well, how will I determine if you're fit to be my girl if we don't relate to each other?
Now, okay, relate to each other. Okay, cool. Not relate with each other. Relate to each other. Because I thought you were about to say, yo, if I don't test drive the car, then why should I buy that?
But he was basically telling me that in the car that he needed to test drive the car to see if it worked, so he can determine if he wanted to.
Not in that moment. Maybe tomorrow or later this week.
Bro, I can't do it with this person.
All right, so we all adults here.
He's crazy.
I'm gonna tackle a couple of different things here. All right, so wow, okay. So the first one is this conversation that you guys are having. You notice you guys could have had that conversation before you were linked up, and you would have known what each other was wanting, right? So the first problem here I see is game, and I'm gonna blame you as you the man, okay? Guys,
I'll be the bad guy.
Okay, cool. So when I say have some game, a lot of you guys are probably thinking that's ambiguous, right? What does game mean? It's not your ability to have a pickup line, like, right? Your feet must be tired because you've been running through my mind all day, right? That's what they say. That's not game, okay? That's a pickup line. Game is a man's ability to show his intent to a woman, right? And that's why you get friend zone when you don't have game. So when men don't actually say what they want from a woman, women are often likely to friend zone you. And here you are sitting like, why she put me in the friend zone? Because you never told her what you wanted. Now here's the kicker: if you have game, it don't mean you'll get her. It means you'll either get rejected or you'll get her, but you won't be friend zoned. Don't ever have a woman not knowing what your intentions are. So be smooth about it, be charismatic about it, but game equals your ability to be intentful with a woman and say what you want. Man, kill that lack of confidence stuff. Say what you want.
I agree. I've told a lot of women straight up what I'm looking for, and they were okay with it, so.
Man, it's just that simple. So if you're just looking for fun, you have fun, right? So he said, I'm not looking for a relationship right now. I'm looking for fun, right? And then then you're saying, if it gets to that, then it could be a relationship.
Absolutely.
So as a man, bad philosophy.
Okay.
If you think like that, you'll end up with a woman that you don't want to be in a relationship with. She
Kevin is correct.
may be good for fun, that'll make her a wife. So here's a good question. Does good coochie raise kids?
No.
Does good penis raise kids?
No.
So sex shouldn't be the determining factor on a relationship, right?
I agree.
Compatibility should be, right? So now you're not looking for a wife right now, right? You're looking to have some fun. So that should be made known. So if you're looking for a relationship,
I feel like when you date, you go out for a little bit, you build a connection, you build interest with each other, and then you have sex. That sex is so much better than just banging it out and then like, you know what? That was good sex. Let's fucking continue our dating. That doesn't make sense.
it's just not the guy you're going out with. Don't be mad at him. Oh, so you're looking for fun? No, don't be mad. So here's the thing. First off, we got to be mature, right? So I see a little bit of immaturity with the video. You're upset because she's not who you expected her to be. One of the main problems that men make when it comes to dating is projection. When we see a woman, especially if she's really beautiful and her beauty inspires you, we'll think that she's innocent, that she, not many men access her just because of her beauty, right? That's getting ahead of the investigation. I used to say men are treasure hunters, right? We got to appraise the jewel before we purchase, right? So if you're looking at the jewel and you see clouds, don't expect the clouds to go away. It's not a diamond. And don't get mad at it when it's not that, right? So a lot of times if we find out the woman is not who we thought she was, now we're upset. But we did all that. We projected her to be somebody who she wasn't. I say that's feminine. Not it makes us weak, but we all have masculine and feminine energy, right? So thoughts are more feminine, right? Masculinity is more physical. So if you're projecting onto her as a man, then you're being feminine, right? Because you have nothing in reality to say that what you think about her is true. So it's just a mental thing, right? So regardless of how
No. See, that's the other part, Kevin. He went through her Instagram. He went through the thing. He had conversations with her. Yes, maybe... I'm almost positive she would have slept with him if he was the type of guy that she was into. I'm almost damn positive of this. Just because how she's moving, how he moved. He literally saw her scantily clad. She might say whatever the hell she wants to say. She wasn't ready and she just put something on to go to the grocery store. But she knew what she was doing, and they had her conversation. And the way he approached her, it wasn't, damn, you're beautiful. I would love to take you out and get to know you or anything. No, he's like, damn, girl, you're fucking fine. And, let's hang out and do things. So it was pretty straightforward.
you think about it, you still got to vet, you still got to do the work. I would say measure twice, cut once, right? So you ain't just going to size up the land and build a house on it. You're going to measure each piece before you build it, right? Because you got to make sure that it's at a good foundation, right? Same thing when you vetting a girl. Ask your questions because you're trying to find out if she's good quality or not. If you learn that she's had one night stands, things like that.
The thing is, he did. He asked her all those questions. She answered the way she did, and he wanted to end the date, which I think is fine.
And you're saying, well, I don't want to marry that type of woman. Don't get angry with her.
I do think the way he handled it was a little bit bad. Like, I probably wouldn't have done it that way, especially the way, like, you know, but.
Because we should be disciplined and developed enough that we shouldn't get angry when we take a girl out on a date, regardless of what she says. Because you got to think, you never have to see her again. You'll argue with her. I look at it like the interviewee getting mad at the interviewer for showing up with his tie unbuttoned or he's showing up late. Like, I don't care. I'm just going to call the next person in.
I agree with you, Kevin, and I think that's what the gentleman did. He asked the questions. He saw what was up. He wanted to just send her off.
I'm not going to tell you that I don't like, I want you to hire me because I need a job. I'm not going to tell you that sounds stupid. I'm not going to tell you I don't like your clothing. I'm simply just going to call the next applicant in, right? And that's how it should work with us. If you take a woman out and you find out after vetting her, after appraising her that she's not the jewel, still be kind to her because you as a man is going to be kind, period.
I do agree about the kind thing, unless she became outrageous and then just walk away. But I think we should be a little bit more kinder to each other in general. Men, women, men, like just even men to men, women to women. In general, we need to be kinder to each other. We seem to attack each other so frequently.
That's your standard. Right, yeah. I don't believe socially, even if a woman is loose, she should be treated badly. I just think you shouldn't date her.
I 100% agree with that. Just because she is loose does not mean she should be treated badly. I agree, because I don't think badly of prostitutes as a person. Would I date them? No. Morally, no. Do I think what they're doing is right? No. Morally, no. But doesn't mean they're less of a person to me. And I don't think you guys should think or view these women as less of a person either. You can just view them as a person you would never want to deal with, but they're still a person.
Yeah, like if I find out a woman is loose, say she get down, however she get down, I'll still shake her hand and say, ma'am, yes, ma'am, but I treat her the same. I just won't date that type of woman. Yeah. And I think that you guys should be have a show a little bit of grace towards us. If you know that we're not the man for you as far as dating you, don't judge us. Just simply don't deal with us. Because often you guys end up with guys you shouldn't even be with, and it takes your outlook on women. So if you said I want some fun, right?
I just realized that he has like a piccolo freaking pendant. I was wondering what it was for. Like, I thought it was a scarab for a while, but I realized now it's like Piccolo's head. So like, shout outs to fucking Kevin and his fucking pendant.
or you want a good time, whatever the case may be. When those women don't give you that good time after you've given them a night of whining and dining, right? It often leads to you saying, women will use you. They'll play you. So see how that encounter can shape your outlook?
Absolutely.
And so now she sounds like she's about to pull the same stunt, right? Yeah. She wants you to take her out on a date, but she has given it to Jody on the first.
She was pulling the same stunt, Kevin. She was.
Right. So now you're saying not again. Right. And you see how that led to you prematurely kicking her out? When women say that, they'll say that even if they plan to give it to you.
Yeah, you're right. You got a point.
So your game went out the window when you said, I'm getting you out the car. But really what you were saying is I'm tired of
I actually agree with that. Like, if he would have maybe calmed down a little bit and just kind of kept listening, remember, because if you're an ally to women, they'll spill all their beans to you, right? You just don't judge them. I think that's where he fucked up on. He was judging too quickly. No, you can judge them, just don't project it yet. Like, wait until the end, and then you're like, oh, okay, this is where it's at, and then move accordingly. I do agree that he prematurely kind of jumped on it, because yes, maybe she would have gave him sex afterwards, but I highly doubt it also.
Playing the slots. I'm tired of gambling, right? I'm tired of sitting here trying to fit into whatever paradigm, whatever rule box you give me, just so I can access her. And because we know at any moment she can find a way not to give it to you.
Right, we'll go back to Jody.
Right, so she'll accept everything you're offering and let you say the thing that she don't like or whatever excuse she can make up. Now she's not comfortable. Now she don't want to do it. And if you're upset about all the time you put in, she don't say, fine, I understand. I accepted things from you. Let me pay you back the sum of what you gave me. Because we can walk away and say, okay, cool. Right. But what
you act like that's going to happen often, Wesley. Like, they're not going to freaking pay us back for the meal if it wasn't a great date. That doesn't happen.
You wanted it to me. You wanted to do that. And to us, that's highly offensive because no man just wants to give somebody something. Ain't no woman that find that a man is just saying, I want to buy her something. So you can't trust it. And that's a problem with our game. If he makes you think he just wants
You're wrong. Simps, I think, do that. Like, when they see a hot chick, they're like, I got to buy her something.
to buy you something, he has zero game. Because he know he don't just want to buy you something. And because if it don't lead to him saying more of you, he is going to be upset. I promise you.
Of course.
And I'm sure you've gone through it.
Yeah.
Right? So he should lead with, I don't want to just buy you something, right? I want to access your time, right? So I'm doing these nice things because I want to spend time with you, right? Effort is what I'm leading with because I want to spend time with you. But how many times a man say, I just want to buy you this? If it ain't I know, I just want to take you out. No.
I mean, you do have some, not to cut you off, but you do have some men out here that they will pay for your time.
Right.
Crazy.
But
I'm not. That's the type of man you want?
looking for that. Like I say, I'm looking to court, date, and build
Exactly.
something. That's why I'm out here dating. And I just feel like the whole chill or whatever he wants, chill, lay back and chill, whatever he wants to call it, I feel like it was a waste of my time. And I'm just not interested in pursuing this right now.
You can go back. It's what do you mean by chill? Now, it's his problem for not being clear on what chill means. As again, your game, a man's ability to let a woman know his intent, that's what we call his game. But on the other hand, because, you had a lot of...
No, she's playing games. This is the part where I don't agree with you, Kevin. She knew what chill meant. She knew what a lot of these things meant, but she thought she was good looking enough to be able to pull what she wanted anyways because she thought he was a little simpy.
Men, of course, come up to you and ask you out. I'm sure you've seen a guy who didn't lead with honesty, right? He was vague, a little bit mysterious.
Yeah.
So you got to try and weed through that so you're not wasting your time. Because now you're with this guy who just wants to sleep with you.
Well,
it seems that way.
I found that out anyway when he came to get me and, with what he had on. You know what I mean? Like, he just...
outfit.
Bro, are you kidding me? You were not dressed to impress. I'm so sorry.
I mean, we hanging out like we.
I literally wear this same shirt everywhere on all my dates. No, like maybe a few women have said something about it. And even if they did, who cares? My $12 shirt is awesome. It makes me look good. Like I even asked the women that I always want to complain about it, does it look good on me? And they're like, yeah, of course it looks good. Then why complain? Just because I wear the same shirt every day? Like, if it looks good, it looks good.
Should I have on a tuxedo?
Bro,
Should I got my outfit from Temu like you?
I didn't get my outfit from Temu.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with Temu, but I'm just saying, like,
Bro,
I'm not gonna wear
I actually
tuxedo.
pulled up where you got your shirt from, and they have that same shirt on Amazon for $15.99. I said, okay, that's where you
That's still more expensive than my shirt. My shirt's $12.
got that shirt from. Because I was saying that it was Equate from Walmart. I was wrong. It was Amazon, $15.99.
See, look, she's trying to shame him and trying to do these things because she said equate Walmart, like, because that's probably the lowest class store that she can think of, and it's obvious that she's doing it to try to like shame him and like belittle him. Look at her face right now. I stopped it literally at like a perfect spot. Like, look at her. Look at her.
Temu, at least you'll get it. Temu,
Boy,
like
stop.
15
See,
business days.
this will never work. You get where I'm going?
Right, as long as we're
might not even get it.
as long as we're at each other's throat, it will never work. I encourage you to try and see the positive side of it. Okay, now I'll show you what I mean here. But first, I want to ask you something. The way you showed up, is that how you normally dress?
Yes.
You think you did nothing wrong? So now,
Well, I mean, I know that have a t-shirt on.
I'm sorry.
Okay, cool.
It was the shoes for me, bruh. Bobo. Yeah, for real though. His shoes didn't even match his shirt. It's like he just was like, I'm just getting dressed in the
I
dark.
didn't see your shoes in the video. So what color? She got a blue shirt on.
Yeah, and his shoes. He got on the same shoes right now.
First off, they are Air Max 95s.
I feel you.
Classics.
I'm not a big fan of people that wear like the Jordans and like the Nike tennis shoes. I don't think it looks good for men. It looks goofy to me. Like a full-grown adult wearing those shoes, just to me. You guys might think different. I'm sure there's a lot of sneakerheads out there that watch me that think differently. But it's just personally, I wear a little bit more nicer, more casual dress type shoes just because it looks good. Like it goes with every outfit. It looks a little bit more professional and not so like kiddie-ish and youngish. Just my opinion.
I feel you.
Classics.
Mm-hmm.
Cost more than everything you got. One
That
shoe,
is a lie.
that's $150.
These boots cost me $100. Can you afford them?
You got me out of character.
Here's what I was gonna say. He has on a shirt that you said is $15, right?
I looked it up.
So just think about this. If that's your husband, that's not frugal. That's not a good sign that he's
Right?
not materialistic. I'm thinking that if you're looking for just for the future instances, if you're looking for a guy that you want to be with long term, that actually would be a green flag that he's not materialistic. Because if he just dressed to the nines,
Yeah. I hear you. Respectfully, yeah. In a sense.
Look at her. Yeah. Like so disrespectful how she's addressing this right now. Like
But at the same time, you're coming out to date someone, you're courting this person. Well, again, I'm sorry, we're chilling. I just was expecting his
spending time
attire to be on
together.
point. His shirt tonight looks better than the shirt he had on for the date. The shirt he had on for the date was all crumbled at the bottom. Like he didn't.
when men sit down, their shirts crumble at the bottom, especially dress shirts. I'm sure his shirt currently is probably crumbled at the bottom too, especially if we tuck in our shirts. So I'm sure he had to drive to you and sit in the car. So that's why I got crumpled. I don't get why women want to just be so fucking anal about this shit. Like, think of the process of what is going on. Like, even if you've ironed it and everything, when he sits down, there's going to be wrinkles because that's where you bend.
Didn't even iron it. He didn't take he didn't take no time to put himself together to come and see me.
Okay.
It's just like he didn't care. He just woke up and just showed up. I can't do it.
Time out. Did you see all the colors? How many colors did you have on that?
I agree with him. Like, she looked kind of beat up in that video compared to what she looks now.
A lot, but I look good.
It was like the rainbow was attacking me. Like, you know what? I'm sorry.
Bruh, cut it out. There's a lot of jealousy and envy.
Anyway,
Wow, wow, wow. This is amazing to see. So do you guys not see that it's turned into animosity for one another simply because what you guys wanted didn't align? When really this could have been a simple conversation.
No, you showed me your true colors when you put me out your vehicle.
It's a lot different than red shorts.
In the middle of nowhere.
That's a different than red short energy.
Okay, so look, watch this. You guys remember, just on the topic you just said, right? You guys, I don't know if you guys know the scripture, when I became a man, I put away childish things. It starts off, it says, when I was a child, I spoke and I acted as a child, but when I became a man, I put away childish things, right? So I'm thinking that we're moving a lot of times in an immature way, right? So we handle things like children and we go to social media for emotional validation or run to our families and peers for emotional validation when really that's a situation that an adult should be able to handle on their own.
Correct.
A long time ago, if relationships didn't work out or a date didn't work out, all you could do is just go your way. Now we have access to social media. So what do? Tell the world. Isn't that a sign of immaturity? You can't handle your own personal relationships. If it don't work, it don't work. People break up every day.
I was a little bit surprised that the video came from the gentleman itself and not from her, just because we're used to seeing videos from the woman. So I do agree that, it's mostly women and you shouldn't be doing it. But I understood why he did it too, because he wanted to protect himself, because she was getting a little rowdy. And this one's a little bit tough.
It's not a public issue, but we make it one, right? Another thing I saw was that's immature. Now, of course, that's because you online. Now, you said it's to protect myself. I do get that, right? Because sometimes a woman can't handle rejection, and so
Correct.
she will try and hurt
Absolutely.
you. Like, she will try and take it out on you. So sometimes a man has to protect himself. But the sheer fact you want to put her out shows a little bit of immaturity. You could have taken her back home when you learned that she wasn't what she was looking for at that time. But instead, you got angry, and you handled it, let's be honest, in the worst.
I agree. Him getting angry part was like, yeah, she might not be the girl that you're looking for. Yeah, it's fine. Just take her out to a small little thing and do whatever. But just the way he did handle it, I do agree it was a little bit aggressive overall, but I don't think it was wrong in a sense either.
Way. You might not say it as that, but let's say it's your daughter. Like I asked you earlier, your daughter goes out with some guy. She tells him she has done this before in Jamaica, and now here he is saying, "Get out because you're saying that you deserve more now." Would you be like, "Damn, that's my baby"?
Again, even if it was my child, you made the mistake. I'm sorry. People view you a certain way. Like me saying that men shouldn't do this isn't gonna stop men from doing it. Like people are gonna view the way they view you from your mistakes.
Out because you're saying that you deserve more now. Would you be like, damn, that's my baby?
Yeah, you got a point.
So I would try to encourage us to remember that we're human beings first. This male-female thing has gotten us at war, man.
I agree. We're humans first. But again, people judge people on their mistakes and on their past. It can't be helped.
And it seems like we just look at women, men just look at women as they're out to get them. And honestly, women do the same thing. Not truly trying to
This is
understand what
true.
the person's trying to say and what they've been
100%.
through. Can you understand how it would feel as a man to take a woman out? Thinks that she really likes you, but instead, honestly, she doesn't really like you. She thinks you look okay. She actually's not that attracted to you, and she's hoping that he does something to wow her. And when he doesn't, she blames him for it. He gets punished for not wowing her. When really, if she just went out with a guy she liked from the beginning, it'd be perfectly fine. You said something earlier. You said, I don't want to go to Kroger. But what if it was somebody you really like? Name a celebrity you really like.
Morris Chestnut.
Morris Chestnut. Say Morris Chestnut, okay? He picks you up, you in the car with him. He says, let's just hang out. Listen, you look so good. Let's skip the dates. Let's just go to the house.
I don't think that he's cheap. I don't think that he's not trying to take me out. Like,
You think he's cheap, but he's rich and he's the man you want. But you would not go to a simple lunch with him or a Kroger meal with him. That means you don't truly care. Like you care about the money.
I feel the same way no matter who you are, to be honest.
So if Morris Chestnut said, let's just stop at Kroger, get something to eat, we'll go back to the house and chill.
How you know? Are you in my mind time? I know I would
Now
not.
let's just say he didn't say, I want to sleep with you. What if he said, I don't want to share you with all these people. I want to be alone with you.
That sounds like he running game. It sounds like he's trying to protect his pockets. You should still take me out.
Okay, so what if he was in Jamaica?
A man can't protect his pockets when he goes dating a woman, according to her.
Oh, I
In this
don't,
experience, what would you do?
that's my birthday.
See, you only got
I
to
just
Morris
went.
Chestnut if you're in Jamaica. Okay.
Right?
That was a big accident. It's never happening again. I'm trying to tell you.
Big accident. No, you planned it out because you said that's what you wanted to do for your birthday and the times when you want to go crazy and wild.
I regretted it. I still feel bad.
It's okay.
So in Jamaica, you can have a one-night stand, but if it's Morris Chestnut, he's not cheap if he's just trying to get you to
Right?
your career. I thought for sure you'd say if I like the guy, because
I actually do like how Kevin just put her out on blast like that.
I think that if a woman likes a guy, it doesn't matter where he takes her. She'll be fine because it seems that when women like the guy, she prioritizes the guy and she'll go with him anywhere.
I just don't feel comfortable going to anyone's house that I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, I feel more comfortable as a woman, with everything that's going on in the world today, like just meeting up somewhere and casually talking. He could have said we just going for coffee and I would have been fine with that.
Okay.
But just to, say something like Kroger or we just gonna pull up here to McDonald's, like that's not gonna work for me.
Okay.
It's really truly not. It's not that I think I'm bigger or better. I'm just saying, like, come on, bro. Like for real. Like that's how you view me, as something that's just like, let me get you a
You're okay with coffee, but you're not okay with a Kroger meal or Kroger date, which I think it's more than coffee.
double cheeseburger and you're gonna be all right.
I understand.
Your first impression is everything. If you giving me that, I already know what I can look forward to. So there's no need to continue.
We already had the first impression.
No, we really truly didn't.
My thoughts are, men and women, when they're trying to date, right? Men should automatically lead with their money, right? And women shouldn't lead with their body. The fact is, if they're interested in each other, they should work to earn each other's affection. If you like that man, why not hang out with him without any money being spent at all? Just for his good company. Even if it means just sitting in the car. You can go to Sonic, get a little meal.
That's not how women think, though, Kevin.
Sit in the car and talk.
You see that?
While they skate up to your car.
Look, okay, well,
Men, if you see, like, think about this.
but I got all dressed up. You get where I'm going? So I'm thinking that
Not really.
he was not. You were so. I love you, Kevin. Really, I do. But he was just not dressed up, and he knows that he wasn't.
The rainbow on.
He look, boy,
Like, I'm
stop.
trying to take the rainbow.
Like, men just need a dress shirt and some jeans, and we look fine. Like, what else do you want us to wear?
That is subjective now. You thinking that he wasn't dressed up. He was dressed to how he
It's
dresses.
not like the color or something. What's wrong with the shirt? I don't know.
It was crumbled at the bottom. It's like I don't know if he just did like this and then put it on.
She has no style. That's what it is. It's all the truth is coming out.
I look good today, don't I? My style is on
I
point.
mean, all right,
Hater.
So if you really like a guy, he really likes you, and he says, let's just go out and have let's spend the least money possible so we can build to get to know each other.
I have no problem with that.
Okay.
No problem with that.
But
But
Sonic,
I need. I mean, I'm fine with that. But I need to know in advance. I got all dressed up thinking.
Oh, you're okay with it, but you need to know in advance. Why does it matter? So you dressed up. So you go to something not so fancy when you're dressed up. Like, why?
That we were going just somewhere better, something that just maybe had a little bit more class to it. There's nothing wrong with that, and that's where the communication comes in. At, like you said, there was just a lack of communication.
So I say the men should wait and see how the night goes. How when he first thought that you was just you didn't want to sleep around the first night, he just like get out the car. So here's the way that women can do the same thing. If a guy asks you out on a date, number one, don't go out on a date unless you like him. This way you can just see where he takes you. Don't live in it before. Don't decide where he's taking you. He decides where he's taking you because he asked you out. If you don't like how the date went, simply don't go out with him the next time he asks again.
Correct.
So take a lady from the Cheesecake Factory, right? She expected an elegant dinner, and she was very upset when he took her to the Cheesecake Factory, right? So it shows that she's living in her projection. She wanted something and got angry when it didn't go that way, right? And see how he was like, you should sleep with me because he didn't sleep with me because you slept with someone else, right?
Yes.
And that's us being upset about it because simply because it didn't go our way.
I agree
right?
with that.
You know, that's like a woman saying to you, if you have spent money on a woman of low value, then you don't deserve a woman like me, right? You should just keep spending money on low value women because you've done it before, right?
Again, men and women are different. Maybe he was low value at the time when he was dealing with low value women and he built himself up to be a high value man. Like that can happen. Where it doesn't happen the same way for women. So this is where I do disagree with you somewhat, Kevin. Not fully, but it's different for men and women. Yes, when he was dealing with, those low class women, he might have had nothing. He might not have worked on himself yet. It doesn't mean that he should stay down there. I agree. But for them, their value to men has been diminished, and it's diminishing. So they can't command the same kind of value that men do.
You can't grow, you can't change, you can't realize it was a waste of time, money, and energy, and often consequences that you can probably never outlive, right? Kids out of wedlock, STDs, ruining your reputation.
Right.
Yeah, and men get better over time. So we find better and better mates because we become better ourselves. Where women actually find probably the best mates and the best possible mates for themselves early on in their 20s. They just skipped over them. And then when they finally decline in their value and think they still are worth what they are, then they do with it. Then they, do what they do.
So because you've done that before, you don't deserve a quality woman. Because you've done it before. That would sound kind of crazy, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and this is why we say for women, you don't deserve it, because you're the one that skipped over some of these men, these good men already. I'm sure it wasn't just pure shitty men on your roster this whole time.
Compartmentalized and put in the box. I think that's how you feel, right?
Yeah, I feel that way because he had already let me know, like he spoiled women, all this stuff, yada yada yada. But it's like with me, it was, hey, we're going to the room. Nah, we're not doing that. No. And just to be clear, I'm not a gold digger. I have my own money. He could have took me to Cheesecake Factory and we could have split the bill. The goal is to be able to, open up some kind of line of communication to find out if we're the perfect fit. Again, like I said before, I don't care about looks. I've done that with looks. I'm looking for a soulmate. He doesn't have to be perfect.
You don't look good, but you said you were going to spend money on me, so I'm going to give you a chance.
Or handsome. If he's a nice guy, like we can build from that. Love has no color. It has no creed. I mean, you get where I'm going?
Sure, I do where you're going. My question is, for a lot of us men, when we hear that we're not the handsome guy, we're not the tall guy, we're not the guy that wowed you, we're the guy that you are, that works. That doesn't make us feel good. We don't be that guy. We want to be the guy that's fly. Even if he's the guy that got you and got away. It just makes us feel like the nice guy that won last, right? Yeah. And so often what we learn is that guy still exists, that tall, handsome guy that you like. And when he comes around, what's going to happen? Am I going to lose you later because you settled for me, right? And that's I swear to you, that's
exactly
it's
what
like a man saying to you, you're not that beautiful, right? I've done that. I done had the big booties and, you know, I done did all that, right? So now I'm just trying something different, right? So you're thinking, well, what about when that beautiful girl comes along? What's going to happen then?
I get what you're saying.
Right, all my effort will go out the window, all my hard work go out the window just because she's pretty, right? Just because he got him, so to speak. So that's why we say, be with somebody you like. And, you know, somebody you like, that also has the good qualities that you're looking for in a man. Because if you don't like him, you might be miserable, right? Because now, just think about it. He hasn't met all your criteria. Really what happens is you're not turned on by him. So you're still making up things for him to do. Just so you can access, because you don't like to do it. You don't feel comfortable touching him. So it's like, you just give me a massage maybe. I want to. It's like this man has to hit all your buttons, or it's his fault.
I mean, he's not ugly. I just said he's not.
I really love how Kevin really breaks these shits down. Like, he does a really good job. Well spoken.
Normally the type that I would go for, but you got to understand his mouth. It's the mouth for me and the disrespect. It just made him look ugly.
Okay. Sure.
So, and that's the same thing with me. I'm pretty sure he was like, dang, she's beautiful, but her mouth, you know, with us just going back and forth, it's a turn off. You understand?
Is that how you felt?
Yeah, to an extent.
Okay. So you're on the phone with her, you're leading up to the date, right? You guys are having conversations, but they seem very vague because you guys have talked before the date, and you're thinking that he's going on the date. You're thinking y'all hanging out.
Yeah.
Right? So now it all collides, and you realize that with all the talking that we're doing, we probably didn't do enough talking because we're still unsure about what's going on, and we're wasting each other's time, right? So when you see it, it's like, you wasted my time. You wasted your time also. A lot of us will say, I don't want to tell her straight up I want to hit it, I want to sleep with it, I don't want to scare her off, right? But you should, if you're looking for that type of woman, that type of woman can handle you telling her that. So when you use all this discretion to the point where she don't even know what's going on, you setting yourself up for failure. And that's why she be like, just tell me. If I'm down, I'm down. If I'm not, I'm not. Don't y'all say that. If I'm gonna just know.
Yeah, just let me know. That way I can choose to be like, this is.
Yes and no. Like, most women still wouldn't like you to just tell them straight up, I want to just fuck. It doesn't really work 100% like that, but yeah.
Not gonna work for me. I wouldn't let you pick me up if I knew that was your intentions, because that's not what I'm looking for. Again, I repeat.
Okay, fair enough.
That was some interesting chow. That back and forth. You know, they are definitely not happy with each other. I don't fully agree with what the gentleman did, but I disagree more with how the woman handled everything. Just because she knew what she was doing. You know, like, the way she's talking, she knew exactly what she was doing. Please like and subscribe down below. I really appreciate that, and I'll catch you guys next time. Ciao.